So I go up and I knock, and I say, I tell her the situation, and I tell her I don't know what to do, because I'm normally I'm not confrontational.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to confront people who are negative. So I did not know what to do. So this house owner gives me a story. And she tells me, no, if it's that woman, I'm not dealing with her. I'm like, oh, what? We are going to 10 o'clock now. I still have that. Welcome back again to part 4 of part 3. I'm even going ahead of myself of this series. The first part of this story, if this is the first time you're hearing this story of God does not waste experiences, is a dream that I had. And then the second part is the drama of how my children are almost taken away by the child welfare, and myself probably put in and probably flashed in the newspapers, I don't know, and God saved us. And now the third part is I'm going to share of how God did not waste the experience, with which, to be honest, for me it was useless. Like, really, God, why did you allow the devil to take us through that much pain? Which we said it was predestined. That whole drama was every emotion in that drama was predestined. It was supposed to be. So remember we told you we stayed with our friends for almost 2 weeks, and then we decided to go to some other flats that in a different part of town, and cheaper, that we could try and afford by ourselves, because at that particular time we couldn't. God, we felt God was saying is hold on in Kenya for a while, and so we moved on to those flats, and we were there only for 3 months again. God has a sense of humor.
Yeah. He's very funny, guys. You should interact with,
And kumbe we are going to these estates not to enjoy or have a permanent life. Maybe and I even started looking schools for kids. That's a liberty.
Because we were literally next to a nest.
Exactly. So we are like, but God is like, nope, you're coming here for a purpose. So in that estate we are in, I won't say names so that I can protect the people, the story I'm talking about. Now our kids are then 8, 7, 5, and 2 baby.
Yeah.
And so this kid, who is also 8, starts coming over to see our kids. In Rwanda we're not used to that. People don't visit each other. Kids awkward. Don't visit at all. You could live with your neighbor for 6 years,
and their kids even know how they look.
Exactly. They don't. You just say hi. So in Nairobi, everybody is everybody else's neighbor.
Yeah.
So
actually, the second day we came to that house, the neighbor just literally barged in our house. I opened the door so I can find out what she wants. Then she just walked in. She's like, "Hey, my name is," and I'm like, "But it's my house." In my house, it's just so invasive. So
I had almost forgotten that culture.
Yeah.
So the kids love it, because in Rwanda they're very lonely. Apart from luckily there are many. My children are many, so they play with each other. But they like it when their friends come over or they go over. So this girl starts coming. This really pretty girl starts coming into our house, and we can't. You can't tell a child go away.
Get out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
So but we tell them to go outside because they make the house.
Not just like a kid, but even with our kids, you guys go and play outside. But apart from that, when they came back into the house, as a rule, we don't allow our kids to be out of the house in Nairobi now after 6. Even Kinakeli, when they were kids, we lived in a estate and there's like a whole creche or big, like there were many kids. By the end of the day, the rule was by 6 you're home. So at the same way, I would expect that any other parent, their kids would be home at 6. So at about 6, we tell this kid, do you know what? Let me call her Joy so that I'm able to tell the story. Joy is not her name, but so I said, Joy, why don't you go back home? Now remember, we are new, we don't know the parents, we don't know anything. But over time, she would go, she would refuse, and eventually she
would really fight.
Force.
She would really fight to go home. So we're like, what's wrong? Like
we would force her to go home every day. So over time, I started thinking maybe they have a bad house help. You know, like her
Yeah.
kids. So one day I told Kaylin and Pam, I told them, look, when this kid comes next time, don't throw her or don't force her to go home. I want to see, because I thought it was the house girl.
Yeah.
I want to see how long it will take before the house girl comes in and finds her. So we stay 6, 7, 8, 9. Nobody has come.
Nothing.
We are like, now this is a
This
problem.
girl could have stayed in our house midnight.
Yeah.
And nothing would have happened.
So I'm like, wow, nobody's gonna come for her. So I tell her, you need to go
So
home.
remember, mommy was not at home. Mom had gone, she had gone out of the house at around 2. So when she came back home, she finds
Like a kid at 9 still there.
girl there.
Yeah, like wow.
She even has one made in Adamitha's clothes so that she can sleep. Actually, I think she was asleep. She was about to go sleep because they used to sleep
At
at
about
that time.
9, yeah.
But yeah, someone was like, no, we have to make sure and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
How can she stay here at 8 and no one is coming to get her?
Yeah,
So this is our idea. We thought that the reason she's not going to
maybe the house girl is
is
abusing
because
her.
maybe
or
the parents
something.
are never in the house and
Yeah.
they come at midnight and then
The house girl is not taking care of her. So no house girl comes for her. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you to the house because I thought I need to tell the parents if this is happening because before we were here, what was happening. So what happens? I tell you to take her to the house. Remember? I tell her now you take her to the house. We didn't even know their house. She didn't look excited with that, but you still take her. What happened?
So I go upstairs. No, I think you told Auntie Pam first. So she told Auntie Pam to go up. So Auntie Pam says they're not opening the door.
Yeah, for like 5
So we didn't know what to do because we can't keep a person's child.
Is it that nobody's in the house?
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So I go and take the kid up, and I was really mad because at this point we're really mad.
Yeah.
Because we are so sure. It's a maid.
8-year-old, yeah.
It's a maid, and I was like, we have to teach this maid a reason. You know, go and knock that door, and I refuse to get out of that door without
The door being open.
At this point, the kid is literally shaking. Her hands were literally like this. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, why is
How
shaking?
bad can it
And she's
be?
like, after like 2 minutes, she's like, no, it's okay, she's not there, let's just go back. Let's just go back. And I'm like, no, we need to figure out what's going on. We can't just come home. You know, and I didn't understand like we don't want her in the house, but it was just weird. We needed to find the reason on why she's so scared like this. So we're like, she's literally shivering, like she's just like. So anyway, somebody opens the door and she looks at me so badly. She's like the door like this. Let's imagine this is the door. She's
like those chain doors.
Yeah, and she's like, stay with her. I don't need her. I don't want her, and I don't need her. And I was like, what do you mean? No. That's the other time. This is the first time she actually got her in. And she took her in. Mom, it's not me who went, it's you.
No, I went the third time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, I don't need her, and I don't want her. So she slams the door.
So me, I see Kaylin and the girl come back in the house. So I'm like, okay, this is really bad. So I don't know what to do. So I don't go there immediately. I leave her in the house. And then those blocks have not a caretaker, but one house owner who is responsible for like the whole building. So I go up and I knock and I say, I tell her the situation, and I tell her I don't know what to do because I'm normally I'm not confrontational.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to confront people who are negative. So I didn't know what to do. So this house owner gives me a story. And she tells me, no, if it's that woman, I'm not dealing with her. I'm like, what? We are going to 10 o'clock now. I still have that kid. So she's like, she gives me a story and she tells me, let me tell you, this woman has problems. She has, I asked her, is it the mother of the child? She says, yes, she is the mother of the child. So she's like, I think that child is mistreated. She didn't like being home. So I said, is she the real mother? Yes, she's the biological mother. But she tells me something. that the father of the child is not the biological father, it's just the father. But that the father cannot be the problem because the father is not even living with them. The father is out of the country.
Was not at that time with but
he'd even been away for a year. So the father then today cannot be the problem. So I'm like, no, this is very weird. It's very twisted. So I asked her, so now what am I going to do? She told me, let me tell you a story. When this mother has 2 kids, so she's like, when the younger child was born, they used to fight a lot with the husband before the husband left out of the country. And one particular time, this woman almost, threatened to throw the baby out of the window because the husband was frustrating.
And just so you know, they were on the fourth floor. And it was very high.
Yes, and that she was threatening to throw out a 2-month-old baby. I was like, oh God. Are we dealing with a psycho? Are we dealing, what is it we are dealing with?
So now we have found out it's not an auntie.
It's the mother. It's not even a stepmother. It's the real mother. This life is hard. And this woman tells me, Carol, I'm not going down there. I don't know what you will do, but maybe you call the police. Because if apparently the year before now, when that whole scandal happened, this woman and the rest of the people, apparently people even put mattresses because they thought she was going to throw the baby down. So they called the police, and this couple was even put into prison, for a few days and then released. So she was like, the only thing I can help you here is you call the security and you call the prison to actually report this woman again. Now you see, I'm coming there with the justification of this is an abusive woman, this is a psycho, this is what. I go down. I don't even think I talked to you. I just first sat down, looked at her. And she is trembling.
She couldn't even play, by the way.
She couldn't.
Because at that, before 6, she was, jumpy. By that time, she was just seated like this. Like, literally shaking. So we are there looking at her.
So I told Kina that my new, what do you call it?
Revelation.
I'm like, it's worse. Now, am I gonna take her back to that mother? I can't stay with her. What do I do? So at that particular time, I call 2 people. I tell Daddy, I call my husband and tell him what is happening. He was like, that's a child being abused. Report to child welfare. I take actually the picture of the kid trembling and what was happening, and I share it with the ladies in Soul Garage. And 100% of everybody was like, Carol, don't return the child to the mother. This is a child who is being abused. That is, But I told them, for now, just pray, because I was so, this is the first time I was being faced by such a situation. I had 3 people, 2 people from Soul Garage and my husband calling me and ask, have you called the police? Have you called child welfare? Have you, they were all going on. They were all going on, and I am in this panic. What is the right thing to do? Yeah. And by the way,
this is after you have you yourself been like.
No, I have tested the child welfare, not inside, but I've just tested the drug of what the child welfare thing is and being accused. And but I'm looking at this situation and telling myself, this is a child trembling not to go back to the mother.
Yeah.
The right thing should be to report to the child welfare. But the more I'm getting set to report to the child welfare, the more the Holy Spirit is bringing that day into my mind. The more I pray, actually, the more clearer the emotions of that day are coming. So everybody else, the most natural, proper, right thing to do at that particular time was to call the police and call the child welfare.
I promise you, if it wasn't for that day, Mom would have not even thought about it.
Yes, how? This is a child trembling, crying. She didn't want to go back to the mother. So I make up my mind to do a thing I have never done in my life. I told Kaylin, I feel as if God is telling me to go and talk to this woman. Now, some things you don't tell Kaylin, because if her spirit agrees with it, now she starts pushing you. So even if I'm saying, go see, we are going to 11 now. I'll go see her. It's not exactly that I really mean it. I'm not, it's a good idea, but I'm not exactly
just that about it.
So I'm in between. Let me call child welfare. Kenny was like, no, if God is telling you to go see that woman, go see her. But even you are frightened because when I went in, you had to come and knock after 5 minutes to check in if something happened.
I was like, is she safe?
Like, this woman is a psycho, she could have killed.
Me and Auntie Pam was like, Kelly, you have to go check on mom. I'm like, but what if she takes me to...
So you have this monster.
So me and Auntie Pam refused to come. Like, as much as she was telling me to go, she's telling me, Kelly, you have to go. So her probably she's like, I have to take care of the kids.
You go deal with the monster.
In case you two end up being killed together, it's okay, I have the kids. So she was thinking, so I was like, because she went and knocked on the door. She'll tell you how she did it.
Yeah.
But after some minutes, I was like, no, we cannot allow